Hey guys, it's Laura Craigie and it is another Finally Friday and I'm happy to do a card walkthrough with you guys today. And I just wanted to say a few things before we get started. First off, I have a brand new camera. I know this is going to make some of you really happy because hopefully we will no longer hear the internal noises of my camera running over my talking. So far so good with the camera. Hopefully it continues to stay that way. Secondly, I'm a little under the weather. Bit of a sore throat and all that, so I'm gonna do my best to not cough on camera or sniffle or anything like that. But just so you know, if my voice gets a little, froggy here, it's because as I said, I'm a little under the weather. Okay, I think that's all I need to tell you guys to start, so I'm gonna get straight to the card here. I bought these stamps from 2 Peas in a Bucket. These are by Inkadinkadoo. And I actually made a bit of an error in purchasing them because, well, not in purchasing them, I meant to purchase them, but I really thought I was buying the stamping gear too. I had it in my cart and I must have taken it out, or I really don't know what I did because it's still in the store and I completely missed buying it. So I have these fabulous stamps that go with it, but I don't have the stamping gear. But it's okay because I'm still going to be able to use them. I really wish I had this to use today in the video, but I don't, but I'm going to explain what it does. So you have this little plastic wheel here, and then this basically right here, again I think it's plastic, it's going to act in place of your, sorry I'm getting off camera, as your acrylic block. And so basically you're going to put your stamps on there and you're going to line, as you stamp, you're going to place the little notch there into the grooves of the thing, and it's going to give you a perfect circle there. So you can see how beautiful that flower looks. So this set that I have here is petals. It would look amazing done like that. I'm just going to stamp it out individually, so it kind of defeats the whole purpose, but still a lovely stamp. And I really love this set, especially this one, because, which is actually the one I'm going to use today, but I thought a secondary purpose, it really looks like it's a butterfly wing, so you could stamp it 4 times and have a butterfly. Also as well with this stamping gear system is they have it in not just the little green one there, is the big thing. So you're having the circles and the ovals, so you can do full-size things to put on a 12 by 12 layout, which I think would just look amazing. And you can really change it up because there's so many different stamps that come with this that you can buy for this system. And you can just really do what you want to do. You can mix up colors, like you could do one red, one blue, and just rotate, and there's just so many fun ideas that you can really do with this. So I do intend to pick up the rest of it as I thought I had, and maybe I'll show that again on a different video, but for now I'm just going to be using the stamps for this. And as I said, I really like this one, so I'm going to pull that one off. And my goal, I guess, is to make a big flower for the card. Probably will take up the large majority of the card, and that's okay. And I'm actually going to do something a little in my comfort zone, and that I'm not going to use any pattern paper. It's usually my go-to thing is that I put pattern paper down the card base straight away. I'm not going to do that today. Or at least I don't think I'm. It's not my plan. So I have my stamp here, some white cardstock, and I'm going to use some Versamark, and I'm going to heat emboss the different petals. And oh, I've got a cat hair on here. Surprise, surprise. Okay. So I'm going to, like I say, heat emboss that, and I think I'm going to use a bright red color. So I'm just going to go ahead and haphazardly stamp this on my sheet 8 times, and I'm not worrying about getting it in the circle as I would with that. The rest of the system, I'm just going to cut it out and make a flower that way. Use a red embossing powder, as I said. If you don't have a red embossing powder, but you have like a clear embossing powder and you have different colored inks, you could use like your red pigment ink and then use clear embossing, and you could get a very similar work, so you don't have to put out all the money for the different embossing powders if you already have a bunch of colorful inks. So that's just a little something to think about anyhow. And I just like to flick the back of the paper. You can see it gets rid of the excess powder there. And I have my 8 petals there. And only a minor spill on my packet. So I would love to heat emboss that on the camera for you because it's always fun to watch. But I'm out of sockets over here, so it's on the other side of my craft room. So I'm just going to turn the camera off, and I'm going to go heat emboss those and cut them out. Okay, so I have all my stamped petals cut out and ready to go here. And just to make things easy so I can shift it around on the page, I have a Gloober here by Cosmo Cricket. I'm not sure if they still sell these in the store. Probably not. You really don't need it. I just have it, so I'm using it. Make it easier to lay out my petals here. And the last one. So there's our flower. Really easy to do. Again, sorry, you don't need the glue-ber, but just I had it, so I'm using it because that way I can shift it around the card till I find what I'm happy, or a spot I'm happy with the placement. Okay, so I didn't think I was going to use pattern paper, so maybe I need another color on here. I thought maybe I would go with yellow. And I was looking around and I have, this is from the Woodland Park, this is the Doodads, and this, I don't even know what you're going to call that, a scallop square or something, but that I thought would be, anyone know the name for this thing, this shape, sorry, I thought I could use it on here. I'm not sure whether I want to use the Beautiful Day or I might just use the back side. Thankfully it's got print on both sides, so you're not stuck with using that if you don't want to. And I thought I'd have a bit above and a bit below, and I think I can maybe cut that in half and have it peeking out the top and the bottom. And then the flower will cover the cut line here that I'm making, I hope. Anyhow. And again, I can just play around with it if it's not going to work. I think something like that is just a fun pop of color for the card. Okay, and I thought for the center of the flower I'd use one of these layered paper flowers from Pebbles. These are from the Walnut Grove line, and this yellow and red one is kind of the perfect color. So I thought that might be a fun option to add to the center of the flower. Something like, I like that. Although I can't do the no pattern paper, I really can't. So I'm gonna have to find something for the background. Okay, this For the Record 2 paper I think is fairly similar in color palette, so I should be able to find something in here to land the background. Okay, let's go with the sideways green here, the sideways stripe. And as I said, I only use light adhesive, so I can just pop those off and cover the card front. And for that, I'll pull out my HEG gun. And just lay it on. Okay, so now that I've decided that I am going the pattern paper route, I think the one, sorry, my desk was moving there. I think the one pattern is just not enough, so when I was grabbing that one, I also flipped past this one, which I really like. It's just got these little lined kind of doilies, circles there. So I'll take that sheet out, and then I'm just going to haphazardly cut a strip to go in the middle, down the middle of the card. Ooh. Actually is quite nice, the green on green, when I lay it like that. I might like that better. So I just peeled all the adhesive off. That worked well. And see, this is why I can never pre-plan things, because I always end up liking something different as I go. Put that in the middle, and I'm going to go ahead and use my sewing machine to adhere that on the card. And I've also decided I'm not really loving having both of these, so I thought I'd try seeing if I could get it to work with just one, and maybe doing something a little like that. When I pulled out my Pebbles flowers there, I also noticed from the same line they have all these little dimensional sentiment stickers, and I thought maybe the kind of crafty color Life is Good would be a good choice. And we'll give that a try. A little something like that. Okay, so I'm going to add, finally, my ATG adhesive to this guy because I want it to stay stuck. And put it down. Again, I want to make sure that my flower covers so you can't tell that I cut it in half. That's going to work right there. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere it. So I'm really committing to this. I'm sticking it down, and I'm even going to commit to my flower here. So, sorry, I'm just going to tilt it up so I can see it a bit better. A little like that. Somewhere around here. Okay. Little half pearls that I think I'm going to add to the card right here in red. Just again tie on. I have the red of the petals, the red of the button. I think I need one more little pop of red. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere those guys on there. Just 3 of them like this. Okay, last one. And Doodlebug has a ton of new pearls in the 2-piece store right now, along with their jewels. I don't know if you knew their previous jewels, they were really beautiful like this, and then they switched to a more flat kind of rhinestone, like the ones that you see typically, and I wasn't a big fan of that change, so I'm really glad they've gone back to those new ones now with the addition of the little pearls, because I think those are always cute on cards. So I'm definitely liking this a lot more. I think it needs a little something else. Okay, so I found the additional pop of yellow I think I'm going to use, and that is this tape by Bella Boulevard. It's a nice yellow chevron tape, and I'm just going to make like what would be like a ribbon loop, but a tape loop. And I'm just going to really simply fold that over on itself and cut it off. I thought a nice spot for that would be under the edge of this. Kind of keep everything close together. All the embellishments, that is, sorry. Just right there. So it has no real point to the card other than adding in a little bit of added interest and tying in the yellow again. And I'm going to see if I want to add a little jewel. I do like that. Okay, so the little tab there, I feel much better about the card and the little pearl on there. I'm going to go ahead and add a few more pearls to the card just for some extra interest. Yeah, just like some little floating guys here. Maybe one down there too. Okay, so I'm going to call it a day with this card. I feel like it was a great departure from where I originally wanted to go with no pattern paper, but the most important element that I wanted to do was the stamped flower, so I'm glad I got to do that and that it works on this card. I pulled from Candace's bag of tricks and did the little floating jewels. It's kind of cute and I like it. Not something I'll do every time, but I really like it on this card. And yeah, I'm done. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you next time on Finally Friday, and have a great weekend.